If you're anything like me, you've probably played a little too much casual. And that means you've run into a lot of people. Like, a lot. You might not realize it, but depending on where you live, you might be seeing dozens of people you've never seen before every single game. Still, sometimes you're going to run into familiar faces. People you've seen once, twice, 10 times before. More often still, you're going to run into people several times and not realize it. Perhaps due to your memory not being perfect or due to people changing their names. And that's what got me thinking. How many times have I seen people? And when? The first way I tried to answer that question was simple. TF2 has these built-in replays called demos. By typing ds_enable2 in the console, you can make it so that every single match you play is automatically recorded. Fortunately for me, I'd enabled it only a bit after I started playing, and I promptly forgot about it, meaning that I had pretty much my entire TF2 career stored across thousands of demos already on my computer. Using somebody else's demo parser, I ran through every demo, counting up how many times I'd seen each player. Some people I'd seen up to 20, even 30 times, but most I hadn't even seen twice. While this data was interesting, I wanted more. I wanted to be able to see when I'd seen people in my lobby in real time. This led me on to making a TF2 monitor. You might be familiar with these if you've tried out TF2 Bot Detector, Mega Anti-Cheat, or any of several other monitors that are out there. They work on a pretty simple principle. Basically, TF2 is what's called Archon, Remote Console Access. This means that you can set up an external program to use your console, which is surprisingly powerful. This is thanks to one weird command, G15 dump player. Originally created for a weird old keyboard and requiring a special launch option, this command is pretty much the holy grail for gathering data from Archon. It dumps a ton of information for every player in your server. Name, ID, kills, deaths, ping, whether they're alive, even sometimes health and ammo. This command can be combined with the reading the game console log file to get a surprising amount of information about the game state. My plan was basically just take this existing principle, make my own monitor, then somehow tack on a way to store player stats. And that's exactly what I did under the name TF2. I'm glossing over 2 months of my life here, and it's pretty technical and boring, so I'm not going to bother talking about it. Anyways, let me walk you through how this thing works. First, it connects your TF2 console via Archon. From there, it repeatedly runs G15 dump player until it responds to the players in your game. Then, it looks those up in an internal database, and then checks whether you've seen them before. It also then sends the request to the Steam API to grab those players' profile pictures so it can show them to you. The way that you interact with TF2 is with a website. When you have the program running, it opens up a local server, and you can use this URL in a browser or even the Steam overlay to view the user interface. You can use the UI for a whole bunch of stuff. It shows you the players currently in your game, the chat, the kill feed, spectators, and more. You can also search through everyone you've met in all the games you've played. Not only can you see how many times you've seen a player, you can also view any names they've had in the past, what maps you ran into them on, what their KD was, whether there are any demos stored during the matches you've seen them. Is it useful? No, not really. But statistics are always fun. And I wasted a ton of time on making this, so I might as well put it out there. With the tool made, I went ahead and wrote a quick script to import the data from the demos I had recorded into the program. Even with 6,500 demos totaling over 100 gigabytes and containing 100,000 unique players, the final size of the database was only around 42 megabytes. That's basically nothing. With all this data, it's time for Random Statistics Lightning Round, my favorite part. Alright, to nobody's surprise, the players that I've seen the most are my friends. In second place are a bunch of bots. They don't count. The most times I've seen a real person is 38. This guy called Cream Soda. Although it doesn't really count since his account was hacked and it uses the bot for a bit, so the mantle goes to Fogleg Hoghorn, who I've seen 29 times, and as recently as 2 months ago. On average, I've seen each person about 1.8 times, but this counts the server switching maps as seeing a person twice, so it's probably more like 1.5. The most unique names I've seen a person have is 15. It's by this guy who just kept switching between random alliterations followed by a year. Love this guy, seen him a lot, he's also pretty racist. Alright, maps. I've played a lot of different maps, 261 to be precise. My most played map is Harvest, which I have no recollection of. Completely fake, this stat is wrong. After that, it's Upward and Badwater, neck and neck, to nobody's surprise. Then it's the Groot Keep, to everyone's surprise. Then it's Swiftwater, then it's Phoenix, then it's Frontier. As you may have guessed, my most played game mode is Payload, followed by Control Points. Then it's Koth, then Player Destruction for some reason, and then Capture the Flag. In total, I've racked about 97,000 kills across 3 years, and 74,000 total deaths, giving me a lifetime KD of about 1.3. This is completely meaningless in the context of TF2, but still, statistics are fun. Alright, the rest of this video is just a quick rundown on how to install TF2 if you want to. First, go to this URL and download the latest release for your operating system. I have not tested it on Linux, but I'm like 60% sure it works. Next, extract the zip file anywhere, except your downloads folder. Please do not put it in your downloads folder. It'll still work fine, but you'll forget where you put it, and then you'll accidentally delete it, and it just will be a fiasco. Don't do it. Anyways, run the executable. You should see a little console window pop up. It'll have the URL you need to go to, which is always localhost:7523. Once you open up that URL in whatever browser your choice, you'll get sent to a setup page, which has some instructions you need to follow. It just boils down to adding these to your TF2 launch options and this to your AutoExec. The setup page can even do it for you. After that, you're home free. Launch TF2, join a game, confirm everything's working. If it doesn't, feel free to leave an issue on the GitHub repo, or even to message me on Discord. Or don't. I can't tell you what to do. That's about it.